Okay, I'm recording now. Let's do this shit.
Okay.
Same.
I'm
New
recording now,
support.
so we're talking
Okay,
about
we're
the game
serious now.
Okay. So
I have
first off,
to.
we should start. I'm gonna start this with not doing a review, but we should just make a. I wanted to go over some basic things about the game and team play in general.
Okay.
Mhm.
So basic things I wanted to talk about were what good comms are, like creating good, healthy atmosphere, healthy comms, how you should practice, and like uh, basic game plans in games. So those are my main subjects for before we actually start the VOD.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with just a healthy atmosphere because that usually leads to healthy team play. It's kind of like how we used to do in DNC where we would kind of like talk bad about each other. But
Fucking roast each other? Yeah.
yeah, but I want it to be in a more healthy way instead of just like hitting out someone's flaws.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know what that kind of is. So back when I ran my other team, it was actually pretty unhealthy. Our team was like really passive aggressive, most of us. So what I did was I just told everyone we're all just fucking sitting here and we're all just gonna fucking talk shit about each other, basically. And that's what we did. And it actually ended up helping us a bit, I think.
It did.
Everyone getting everything off their chest, but
I missed
yeah,
it.
that's
I was
that's
so
just what
sad.
we did.
I
It was a
remember-
sad day.
I think we did something like that with Desk. I don't know if Desk is in this call or not, but
I am.
okay, yeah. Do you remember when we did that? I think it was with Mata.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when you get to that point of having to do it, at least in that manner, it's really not even good for the team anymore.
It was a 3-hour fucking roast sesh we had.
Yeah.
It was lit.
Yeah. Well, this is why I want to start with that so nothing builds up because usually when things start building up, it kind of becomes a grudge and then it kind of becomes like I don't really want to play with this person anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah, I get that.
So I want to start with that just in general. So basically, with this kind of stuff, you would be looking for just simple things that happen quite often, or just simple things that bother you. It can be in general, like you can name something general like the team just lacks game plan and comms and we don't keep it on track, or it can be like this player did this, but you know, etc. Expressing your own opinions and what you feel good about. It's not just a negative thing; it's a positive thing too. So.
Okay. Can I start?
Sure.
Okay. I just want to first off by saying I think you guys are all really good fucking players. I think everyone can pop off and feel like we all fucking know that everyone's good. So, wait, do we have everyone in here?
Yeah. I
Yep.
think so.
Yeah.
Greco.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So the biggest problem that I think we have is resetting as a team. That's like my biggest pet peeve of our team. I don't know what else to say, but we need to work on that.
Like
Yeah,
knowing when
I feel that for sure.
There's a few times where people wouldn't follow you up and you would get a little bit tilted about that. Do you want to express more on that, or?
Yeah. So, I was telling Serena the other day, like, for example, if I say, we need to go ward up this part of the jungle, like sometimes you guys come immediately, it's great, but other times you're like, no, I'm just gonna go do this first, or this first, and by the time that you actually get over there, it's too late for us to get vision, or like, I need to go in by myself, or else we won't have anything. It feels like at least I need to go in by myself,
Right.
and
real quick.
and then I end up just getting picked because I'm just fucking tilted at that point because no one came with me.
real
even
quick. Players is messaging me, asking me if we're ready. What am I telling them?
I think we're
just
starting in
tell
like
them,
half an
just-
hour or an hour or something.
It's
Make
like,
it an hour. Make it an hour.
yeah,
Yeah.
just tell them an hour. But yeah, that's how I feel about that, like wording wise. Like I'm not saying that's like every time I tell you guys we need to do something, it like needs to be done as soon as I say it, or else I'm gonna tilt. It's just like priority wise, right? It's like if we
Yeah.
need Baron Vision and Baron's up, we don't have anything. Someone needs to come immediately, right?
Yeah, and I think I don't actually know if I was here for you guys making this decision, but I think in passing at some point, you guys had made the decision that Peridian was basically the kind of final call and everything, and then like Sly was basically also making the calls, and then obviously we kind of always have all of our own input on things, but was that actually decided on, or was that just something that I misunderstood at some point, or is that actually what we agree on, or what?
Yeah, like it was like like it was a consensus at one point. Like when I joined, like I was the lead voice on the team.
Okay.
Like
I
I feel
honestly,
like most of you
I
guys
don't
listen to
think I
what I
was here
say
for that.
majority of the
I don't
time.
think I was here for that. I'm totally in agreement with that. I just wanted to clarify that one point too, because that is a valid point of like, if you're saying that we need to get vision in an area, it's not just that you might be calling, but we need to be listening to what you're saying anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. So I feel that.
And I like how like if I call for something and you guys think something's better, you don't just blindly follow. Like you actually say when you think something's better.
Sure.
And I fucking love that. Flit. Let's keep doing that.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I feel like I want to pull up my my Word document so that I actually remember, because
I wanted everyone to pull up their Word documents. So at the bottom, sorry to cut you off, but at the bottom, it's what you're working on now and questions for me. If you can fill that out while I'm going over the plot review.
Oh, like not right now, but like in a bit.
Yeah, or like during, if you have any questions that you have for me, then you can put that in questions for me. So we can always like remember and go back on it later, or
yeah.
and then
Okay.
I'll tell you things as we go through the VOD, and you can put it into the one where what we're working on together, and that will help us, you know, move you forward in that direction and keep track of everything.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Sylvester?
I just wanted. Yeah. I just
I
wanted
don't
to.
know which one you'd rather be called, Dylan or Sylvester.
Any of the above is fine.
Okay.
It doesn't
Dylan?
really matter. Yeah, that's my actual name is Dylan.
Never knew that.
Yeah.
It's
Actually,
It's in the doc.
a lot of people call me by my middle name, which is Vaughn for some reason. I don't know why, but I have
Yep.
a lot of people
That's a
who call
fucking
me
lit
Vaughn.
name. You're getting
Yeah.
called Vaughn from now on.
Yeah, you're Vaughn.
All right,
You are
that's
from now
cool.
on Vaughn.
That's cool.
I
I
like
don't know.
Sylvester.
People just like that name. They call me that more than my first name.
Now we won't
All
have
right.
a discrepancy between Sly and Syl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It's fucking tilting sometimes. I'm like,
I can change my in-game name to Vaughn Sylvester Dylone.
fucking dude. Anyways, let's
Anyway,
continue on.
Yeah, I just wanted to pull up my document because I honestly couldn't really remember what I wanted to talk about. So I'm just looking at it right now if somebody else wants to go first, if anybody has anything on their mind.
I guess we'll go to top laner. Throw you under the bus.
Okay.
For the most part, I like what I'm doing a lot, but like, there's times where I feel like I'm asking for help a lot, and it takes longer than I needed to before I fall behind.
Mhm.
But I also see that happening mid lane too. But a lot of the times, it's a trade-off for bot lane, and bot gets ahead off of it. But then the times that it doesn't happen like that, and like I'm just getting dove, I just feel helpless, and I just tilt off of that. Especially when I'm calling for it a little bit, but
Especially when what?
like when I'm calling for it, like there is like the one game I'm thinking of is the Camille game where the Urgot was pushing me in the tower over and over again.
I remember this
And he
game
was just 1
exactly.
HP
I
four
remember.
times,
I knew he was gonna reference.
and I was
this game for
constantly
sure.
like, I need help. I need help.
That was all you would say too. You're just like, you were already tilted. You're like, I just need help.
Yeah.
I'm laughing
That's
about it
like-
because it's kind of funny to reflect on, but it definitely was shitty.
That's my biggest tilter, because then I feel useless when I try to roam or something, because I'm not as strong as the other top laner, obviously.
Right.
And I understand that for the most part, top lane is like an island, but like, especially if I'm playing like carry champs, like you guys see me on Ornn, I'm usually pretty good on Ornn. I'm pretty solid when I play that champ. But like other champs, like when I play Jax Camille, if I don't get like an early lead, I feel like the longer that me and the enemy top laner are even, better it is for the enemy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean on Jax
Yeah, I
I can
feel it.
see where you guys going even is fine, but maybe on Camille it's better for you
Yeah.
to get a lead for sure. Yeah.
But even like the slightest lead on Jax, it makes it from like a 50-50 fight to like a full on like you can't walk even, you have to wait.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess that boils down to like understanding our win condition more before the game starts, rather than just like seeing what happens during.
Yeah, it's definitely something we need to discuss as a team during loading screen.
Mhm.
We usually meme a lot, and we should be deciding what our win condition is for sure, and what
Mhm.
side to play on of the map.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even like while we're doing the draft, not even necessarily while we're loading in, because the load in is normally really fast for us too.
Yeah, we're like so bad at draft though too, but that's fine.
I
Yeah,
think,
we kind of have like
I think our draft is decent. At least
I
for
feel like
at least for
we-
scrims.
We usually pick like the last like fucking 3 seconds we decide on a champ.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad thing though.
Yeah, I mean as long as we're getting the right comp, I think that's
I think we
decent.
should have some sort of plan,
Yeah.
which we usually do for like the first pick or two, and then we're like,
Yeah, literally the first pick.
uh,
After the first pick, we're like, what do we pick here?
I can pick this champion.
I mean, we always end up with decent comps at this point. There was
Yeah,
definitely
we're
a
not-
period
we're not-
of time
we're
where
not
we
brain
just had
dead for
shit
sure,
fucking
but-
comps, but we're definitely better at that now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
All right, well, understood, Greco.
George.
Give me a second. Have someone go before me, and then I'll go.
Not
Yo,
it.
can I? Okay, I'm gonna say one more thing. So some people will just say we need vision in X place, and then that's it. Right? So like, someone will just be like, we need vision on their red side jungle, and then, you know, as we're still bot lane, jungler's bot lane, and it's like, how is that really possible, right?
Mhm.
Like, the game that I'm thinking of, someone was calling for vision in our jungle like 7 minutes in the game. And it's like, we need vision our jungler or whatever. But it's like, it's not possible. And there was no like game plan to defend the jungle. It's just like, we just need to do it, guys. And it's like, what can we do at that point, right?
I think it's fine to just say that though. Like I don't remember what game you're talking about, but I think it's fine to just say like what. Can
I
we
don't
do?
remember what game either,
Yeah,
but
think
I
it's
remember
just-
the
I think
game.
okay. Who
It was against an
calling for it?
Udyr.
Oh, was it
It was
you?
me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was me.
I think it's
Eh.
fine to just respond like, "What the fuck can we do?"
well,
in
like
that case.
if someone asks the question, what do we need to do? Like, we need to defend our jungle. It like it's kind of a question rather than just saying we need to do this, and then everyone's like, okay, well, I don't know what the fuck to do, right? If you ask a question, it's like, okay, people start thinking, oh, this is what we should do, whereas just posing as like, we need to do this. Like, I get why it was said. It's just, at least my way of thinking, I like didn't even think about it. I was like, well, I can't do shit, so I didn't even think about it after that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, it's on like top side, so like you're in the
Yeah.
bot lane.
I don't remember that game. To be honest.
You're not just
Right.
gonna leave lane, walk all the way up
Well-
top side,
well,
drop
like,
a ward, and walk back.
Well, I don't know. Like, strategizing is still fine. Like, I could still like tell people where to go.
Yeah.
Not that I need to micromanage people, but if you need help, gotta be done. But like, I'm not just referencing that game. Like, it happens like majority of games where we're like, we just need vision here, and then it's like, okay, I'll go in by myself and fucking do it. And then I die, and you guys are like, pretty, and what were you doing there? I'm like, inting, obviously.
That's special art. Interesting.
Yeah, the Serena special is what I call it. The tilt warders.
Oh, I
Yo,
think like
Serena, when she was on my team, if people didn't listen to her vision calls once, you'd hear a click of her muting her mic, and she would just go and ward the enemy jungle and get caught out 24/7. It was literally the best.
with Syra.
Wait.
Will they
With Zyra, yeah, just invading solo as Zyra, just fucking in.
It's
think one
actually
game you
something
went-
I don't think about that much. Cause like
What?
when I go to ward the enemy jungle, I'm just like, if they're there, I'm Kindred. I'll just jump over a wall.
Yeah.
It's fine. But when you support, you can't always just leave if there's someone there.
Yeah, you're also like the squishiest person on the team 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Feels good, man. End of rant.
All right.
Fair,
So,
fair.
Sylvester, did you find what you were looking for?
Yeah, I kind of just had to like think it over. I feel like I honestly don't really have any peeves really. I feel like kind of just as a general thing. And I think this might be an issue that Sly has as well, is that we're just, and maybe everybody has this issue, is that we're really just not always focused on what we're actually doing in the game. And what ends up happening with me is that I just end up like autopiloting at one point and just like basically doing whatever the fuck anybody else tells me to do. And obviously that's not good for anybody, because like I'm the mid laner, I should be making a lot more decisions, or at least voicing a lot more opinions about decisions than nothing, which is basically what I end up doing when we're not actually focused. But when we are, I remember I think we were playing like an Orianna game, and I was like popping the fuck off, and even Pretty and said like, damn, Sylvester's like saying a lot of stuff, this is really good, right?
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, so like I feel like in games when we're really focused, I actually have a lot to offer, and when we're not focused, I actually just, it's kind of like a natural habit, I guess, but I start to just like reactively not even care. And it's not that I don't want to or that I actually even notice it, it kind of just happens naturally. So I feel like it would help me a lot to help you guys if we were just a lot more consistently focused. And I think it is fine, and it's awesome that we have a lot of fun when we're playing, and I think that's obviously the point why we're doing a lot of this too, is to have fun, because it's obviously like a hobby for us. But I just think I have more fun when we actually are focused too, and when we're winning and doing well as a team.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think as a mid laner too, I feel like I am really good at the picks that I pick, at least most of the time. Sometimes I fucking
Cross
ant,
his
I'm not gonna
fingers.
sometimes I
Cross
fucking
his-
ant, I'm not gonna lie. But like most of the time I think I am like pretty good at the matchup and know what's gonna happen before the game even starts, and I've been practicing like actually saying that in the beginning of the game. Which hopefully you guys have noticed some, is like which lane is going to be pushing and when I have priority and whatnot. I've been trying to focus a lot more on that since I was talking to Serena the other day. But yeah, I just feel like because I have those things to offer that we probably could play through mid more than we are just basically focusing bot. I feel like we're a super bot focused team, which I don't necessarily think is bad, because Torch is a really good ADC and Peridian is a really good support, but I think we could just have more play styles than just through bot, is all I'm really trying
Yeah.
to say with that.
I think the only reason why we play through bot is just because like I'm the most vocal.
Yeah.
So like if things aren't going on, I'm just like, okay, just do whatever.
Yeah, that's a good
I'll
point.
take all the pressure. Give me
Yeah.
that shit, boy.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. So I think, yeah, like I think just the more we communicate, the more we'll start to play through more lanes, and that'll be really good too. I think
Yeah.
I definitely have noticed that sometimes Sly just is like, fuck top lane, even if top lane is losing. Which
So I'm like, I'm ganking bot. Fuck you, Greco.
because I
Fucking idiot.
remember like, I don't remember exactly when this was, or if it was actually even Greco that was the top laner at the time, but whoever it was like calling for ganks when Sly was literally like on the bottom side of the map already, and that would like tilt the fuck out of Sly, and then he would just say, fuck top lane, I'm not even gonna go up there at this point. Because they're also a weak lane, and I want to play through the winning lane too. So I think that we just need to be able to actually map out how top lane's going to go, so that we can at least make the lane go even, if it actually does need that pressure before the game starts. Like, we can actually decide what we're going to do before we do it, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and like the fault, like to be clear, the fault isn't on you, Sly. By the way.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'm not
it's-
saying
it's
that
us
it's your
as a
fault, or
team.
that it's even the top laner's fault. I'm just saying that it's like it's not planned out, so that, Because then,
It-
if it's not planned out, then yeah, the top laner's gonna ask for a gank while you're fucking bot side.
Yeah, it's just gonna feel fucking bad.
Yeah,
And
so
that's
it's like,
our fault as a team, yeah.
yeah, so like it's just something that we could work on more dynamically. I think that's basically the point of everything that I'm saying is like we can just be a little bit more dynamic about everything.
I agree.
Yeah. So that's my
Okay,
2
Ed.
cents.
Sly, do you have anything to say to that in particular, or?
I guess just like letting me know beforehand, like before you're gonna need a gank. That way I can like path towards it.
Yeah, that's fair.
How do I phrase this?
So like in advance, like
Yeah,
what's
because like
good
if
to
they
have
have like,
is... Go ahead.
oh, okay, if they have like, if you know they're gonna have like a huge wave crashing at your tower, you know I'm not the best at wave management, so I might not be able to tell beforehand that's gonna happen.
I was
It's like,
literally
it's gonna
just about to
happen,
say
and you
that.
think they're gonna
I
die to
was
you. You have to let
literally
me
gonna
know.
say that. I was like, Sly, if you watch that video, man, you'll be set. No, but yeah, I definitely agree. Since since we're laners and we know more about wave manipulation, like we know how long it'll take to crash in our tower, right? So like
Yeah.
we know how to set up waves by now, so we can definitely tell Sly what we need and when we need it, for sure.
Like I know some things, but like I've only played jungle for 4 years.
No,
so.
I'm not blaming you for not knowing wave manipulation or anything like that. So I'm just saying it is on us to manipulate those waves and tell you how long it'll take, etc.
I mean, do you have any more to add to that at all, though, Greco, or is that like pretty much where you think it's at, or?
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything
Okay, cool.
everybody was saying.
Okay, cool.
That's
I think
also
it really just
something-
comes down to a planning thing. Like, I don't think it's really like a huge deal,
Yeah.
honestly.
That's also
Yep.
something me and Greco were talking about in his pod reviews.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool.
Oh, I want to say something to Torch specifically. I really like when I mess up and you say, and you use words like "we." It makes me feel better, to be honest.
I could totally
Like
see
honestly,
that.
it makes me feel so fucking good when he's like, "We messed up there," and I'm like, "Nice." He's not flaming me. Like it's
I'm
like
the
actually
opposite.
he's like the best fucking AD carry. Like if he was like, if every time I messed up and he was like, "Pretty, you fucked up there, man." Like I can take it once in a while, right? But like he's a good AD carry for me.
Yeah, I
For
think
sure.
I think Torch is actually definitely one of the best at being like, I fucked up, or you fucked up, or we fucked up. I don't feel like his blame is always like pretty on par.
I agree.
Yeah.
Is
Is Torch here? Is Torch here?
Torch.
Torch, buddy.
Storm, by the way.
Oh
Feels
my god, if he
fucking
hasn't been
bad.
here,
All
I'm
right,
not. I'm
restart
never repeating
everyone.
that.
Everyone's gotta start.
I'm
back
never
over.
repeating that again, by the way.
I have it down.
Okay, I
writing,
have it
don't worry.
recorded. Yeah, I have it
Look,
recorded.
it's being recorded. He can just watch it. It's fine.
Where did he go? I thought he was right here.
He was.
He should be here.
And before
good,
Mike
man.
muted.
Is his mic?
Torch your
Is
mic.
this mic muted?
I don't know. I don't.
Can you
there's
type
not-
in the chat if it's not working?
Maybe he just died. Maybe he got. Maybe he got
I was
swatted,
grabbing
dude.
my food. I was grabbing my food right out of the oven.
Oh,
Did you hear anything we just fucking said?
Yeah, I heard almost every. I literally left for 45 seconds.
Did you hear me sucking you off or no?
No, I didn't. Last thing I heard was.
Oh my.
Slide
you missed the best part of the whole thing, dude.
You
Whatever.
literally
You'll
would have
have
been
to-
smiling
you'll
the
have
whole
to-
time.
You'll have to wait for the
Hold on,
recording.
let me look at where it is.
Um,
We are 23 minutes in.
I was the last thing, that last stuff I consistently remember, like, of like a big super importance to me was Slyjack talking about like gang priority and things like that.
No, it was me talking to you specifically. It was me sucking your cock, pretty much.
That
Yeah.
sounds hot, I guess. Well, thanks, dude.
Well, basically what I said is I like how you use phrases like we messed up when like I mess up, like when only I mess up, and you're like we messed up there.
Because you're my dad, and I don't want my dad all
It
alone.
feels good, man. I'm just saying, it feels good. So if you ever hear we messed up there, I'm the only one who died, you know who fucked up. It wasn't me.
That happens a lot though.
Yikes.
No. It doesn't.
It doesn't happen a lot. Don't start flaming him.
I'm joking.
He was
Something-
feeling good
just
about
any question
himself,
mark?
Sly. Come on, man.
What's up?
Memeing.
Something I wanted to address though that Sylvester said about how he kind of goes on autopilot.
Yeah.
I see that a lot of your players start doing this at times where I call it like solo queue syndrome, where it's just like you start just tilting a bit and then you start just like pulling yourself inwards and like focusing on just yourself kind of thing. And this is a bad habit that you kind of get from solo queue that you should all kind of work at to not do, like proactively work at it,
Mhm.
is to just, even when that starts happening, just start doing more comms or like try to get more involved in things.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Sly, I believe it's your turn.
Okay.
Oh, he's ready.
Oh, he's fucking prepped. He
I've
typed
been
down his
typing
fucking
notes.
essay. Meridian, you fucking piece of shit. Greco, you flame me one more fucking time.
Nah. The only big thing that bothers me is like when we're not focusing on the game.
Yeah.
Like,
I think we all know.
even if you guys, yeah, because like even if you guys can still focus with it, when you guys are just like talking in the comments about nonsense, I can't think about like where I'm going.
Can you just
So I
say
think
Meridian
just,
and
like-
Torch specifically? Because that would be a lot more accurate than just saying we or comms.
But you said you preferred it when people said we, even if it's you.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, shut the
I
fuck up,
appreciate
Brady. Let him do what
that.
he's doing. Let the guy
appreciate
talk,
that.
man. Shut up.
I'll eat your ass after this. Wait, what?
I
No,
think
go on.
this is also good to bring up because I think if you see there's a problem like this, that you should address it, and it will kind of rein the team in. Like everyone should have their own like voice, and not just leave it up to like, you know, what we should be doing, because sometimes it's like everyone's enjoying themselves and this is a hobby and it's for fun. So it's just like, if you do see a problem like this, I think you yourself should start bringing it up, but not just you, but like everyone else. If they see a problem, they should bring it up.
Yeah.
No,
Unless it's-
definitely Sylvester and Slide tell us to fuck off. But
Yeah.
Yeah, unless
I
it's
just-
like not game related, then like try to slip it out like away
Yeah.
from the game and leave it for later. But yeah,
For sure.
Torch.
I think Greco was the first one to actually realize that Sly was basically the one on the team that was always like, guys, can we fucking play the game? And ever since then, it actually has been better. But I think at this point, like, we really just need
Definitely
to
has.
decide to be on the same page on that.
yeah,
And it'll
But it
keep
should
Sly less
definitely
tilted,
be-
and he'll probably gain.
I think in when we scrim, we're literally all playing really serious, and I like really enjoy playing when we scrim.
No, it's totally true. I have way more fun when I'm actually not fucking around.
But then flex queue happens.
And then we queue up for flex, and everyone's like, "What can I fucking pick in champion select? Can you still hit random in flex queue?"
Yeah. Anyway, we'll let Sly finish here.
Yeah, sorry, bud.
Yeah. Oh, so just like when we pick like somewhere to play around, I'm probably gonna like focus really hard on that side because, like, say we're gonna gank top a lot, right? And we're on blue side, and I like path. I'll go like red, Krugs, Raptors, and I'll path through top. If I want to gank bot after that, I can't just like start on the top side because those camps aren't gonna be up. So then I have to like go Krugs, Raptors, gank bot, and then recall, even though I can't buy anything, then go back top. And then it like messed up my clear entirely, and I'm like behind in the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Right.
playing consistently towards the same side also gets me more ahead than the enemy jungler than when we're going back and forth.
Okay. I think it'd be good if you actually conveyed that. Like, if you're like, so for example, like I call for a lot of pressure and probably fucks you with camps. So like, if you told me like, listen, if I come bot, I can't do this, I'd be like, oh fuck, true. We'll chill. I think that'd be good. I think that'd
Okay.
be really good for you to convey for sure.
Yeah,
I'd
I
like
agree.
that.
I also think it's easier for bot lane to just chill than it is for top lane to just chill.
For me as a player, it's hard, but I will try to.
Yeah, you're just
I
gonna have
will
to
try
pull
to-
in the reins a little bit. It's alright.
Me and Torch are just fucking hype, man. We just want to fight all the time. So
I don't think
we're
there's
gonna have to learn
anything
to not.
really wrong with that, but there's definitely parts of that that are wrong with that. So
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think
Cool,
we're getting
top's
used
really
to playing. I think we're getting okay at getting like playing conservatively at least. Like Torch said the other day that like we're losing lane a lot, and I remember that specifically because like when you said we're losing lane, we're actually up 20 CS, but we just didn't have any kills, and we're getting pushed in. So like we're getting pushed in, we're up in CS. So like it's like.
yeah, I don't
Fair.
remember. I don't
I think-
remember
I
what was
think
happening
we're-
during that, but
I think we're just like getting good at playing conservative. Well, we're just like not used to playing with like a massive lead, so that's why you think we're behind a lot.
yeah.
Torch,
Fair enough.
dude, like banter back at me, man. Say something back. Fuck.
No, you're right.
This guy every time he's so agreeing.
No,
eating.
he's
He's eating.
eating right now. He's eating your cock
Right.
right now.
This guy, anytime I say anything ever, he's like, yeah, probably. You're probably right. Give me a little something, dude. Give me a little sass or something. No, pretty, you fucking idiot. Stop going in.
By chance, Brendan, do you watch Cutie Pie a lot?
Good. No, I don't watch streamers.
Oh. Oh, never mind.
Is that all you had there, Sly, or did you have more?
No, that's about it.
Okay, cool.
Toy.
Feels good, man.
Do I start from the beginning?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I really hate getting camped. Like, I really, really, really hate getting camped, like, having resources put into me. For two reasons. One, because, I feel like I'm a lot of the carry on this team. Not because I'm the only carry on the team, but because we pour a lot of resources into me. And so, it seems to be, at least from my perspective, obviously, I'm biased here, that a lot of the games, or like at least a majority of the games, we win mainly because I'm so fucking far ahead. And it's because we pour a shitload of resources into me. And so I automatically feel as soon as I start getting camped that the game's fucking over.
You're saying
Which,
when you're getting camped, that like you're getting camped by Sly, right?
No. Like I'm saying,
Yeah,
like
No,
enemy
getting
jungler.
when
camped by the enemy
when
jungler. So like
jungler-
if
Oh,
we're
I
not
see.
in the lead by a massive amount, he feels like
yeah,
it's not winnable
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
because he's supposed to perform at like this amount like every game. It
Yeah,
feels
yeah.
like for him.
yeah.
and so like when I have an Elise that dies me 8 times when I'm playing Vayne, I literally
What
wanna
game
kill
are you
myself.
talking about?
If you play
almost
Vayne,
like
kinda
the
ass
Vayne Elise
I'm
game.
trolling. I know what game he's talking about.
Okay, go ahead, Torch.
And so that's a lot of the reason why I get really aggressive. I'm like, what the fuck is being done on the other side of the map when they have 4 bot lane?
Right.
Which
Yeah,
I do think
sometimes
that
you
we
say
need to be
that
better
and
at.
we're like on top tower.
I know, yeah, I know you guys.
You know exactly what he's referencing right now.
It's like I'm killing the top Nexus guys.
Torch, I'm loading up the VOD right now.
It's like we just killed the top lane.
Comms. What are we doing top right now? Got a
We're
double kill
retired.
taking tower. No, go ahead, Torch.
Dies.
We're fucking trolling you. Go ahead.
It's funny.
We gotta-
I really like joking with you guys, but I will tell you right now that I really hate it. Like, not for any good reason, but I really despise it when you guys talk about how they're like better ADCs on this team than me. Not because that may not be true, but because it really makes me feel insecure about my position.
If I didn't think you're the best AD carry on the team, I wouldn't be on this team. To be fair.
I mean, I don't know if I am, but the thing is that it makes me feel really bad.
I get that.
Yeah, I get it.
the
No
reason
more
I-
flaming torch, idiots.
You guys can flame me all you want. I really
Everyone
like
just
when you
stuck his
flame me,
dick.
but like for some reason that just gets me, and I don't know why.
No, I couldn't feel it. I get it.
This
What do you
one's
have
my
to say
fault.
for yourself, Greco?
I
Yeah.
swapped to top lane for this team because I think Torch is a better AD carry player than
Yeah,
I am.
me and Greco were actually talking about this because we're both AD mains before we joined this.
And when I say like D4 AD carry or whatever, it's all just trolling because I know,
know
rank
it is.
doesn't matter.
Well,
Yeah.
the reason
Because
why
I
that
think you hard carry games way harder than I can, and even solo rank doesn't. express
Like
that.
Torch does stuff
Like-
that I didn't even think I could do when I played fucking AD carry. So I was like, yeah, I'm definitely playing with this fucking guy.
Like, a reason I'm even D4 on that account is because I play Varus, and Varus half the time you can go 1-1 and 15 and win the game, and you're like no damage on
That is kind of true, actually.
it. You just have to be a CC bot.
Yeah,
It's like an Ashe that has better poke.
yeah.
Go ahead, Torch.
Well, there's no logical reason why that offends me, so I guess I have to explain it. Before I joined the team, like before I got into the team and started playing a lot, like I was really depressed, like because I had two big things happened in my life, like the first one being like my girlfriend of 3 years cheated on me, and really fucked me up for a little while. And I was still coming off of that. And the second one is my best friend, best friend, got really into like some pretty hardcore drugs, and I had to step away from him. And so I didn't really feel like at home anywhere, and so that's why I joined the team. Like I decided to go play on a league team is because when I was a kid, and I wasn't popular at all. Like when I was didn't really have a purpose, doing another thing. I found such a purpose in video games. And it really revolutionized my life. And so I joined the team because I really wanted that thing again. And I've got it. I find a really good home in you guys. And I really love you guys. And so you guys give me kind of this sense of purpose again. And so when you guys say those kinds of things, the reason why it hurts me is because I'm afraid of losing this. That kind of feeling. And believe me when I say if I really think that one of you guys is a better ADC than me, I will literally leave the team. Not because I'm offended or anything, but because I'm gonna do whatever I think is best for the team. And if I really legitimately think I can't do my job anymore, then I'm going to leave. And so that's why those kinds of things are big for me.
Okay.
I got you.
Well, no
We love
making
you
fun
too.
of Torch because he's actually a fucking boss. Just saying.
I don't want the consistent crazy. They're I love you guys and I love you guys that you guys do that, but I don't want you guys to not think you guys can roast me because I think it's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're
we're
getting
never gonna
fucking
stop
roasted.
roasting you. Come on, man.
You're literally gonna get roasted every fucking day.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
It's a love-hate
Flash-
relationship.
Flash forward on Varus. Into
It's just it's like a I don't even not even a commitment kind of thing. It's just a belonging kind of idea.
Yeah,
But,
no, I get that for sure. I respect that.
Which is why when Sylvester fucking abandoned me the other day, I mean, the reason I went
you.
0-6 is because of Sylvester.
Fuck you.
You needed him for good luck.
I got into round. I was just ready to talk about Native American population. Just started crying.
Alright, man. You'll be here in a month, and I'll fucking buy you sushi dinner. How's that?
You don't need to buy me.
Wait,
food,
you aren't
dude.
gonna eat his ass? Or are you gonna do that after?
No. I'm gonna do that after, dude. What do you mean?
That's
Oh, after
dessert.
you have the
literally-
sushi
I'll
taste?
literally
Yo,
shave
grab a
his
piece
ass.
of sushi, shove it in his asshole as a butt plug, right?
Yeah.
And then let him fart. And
Jesus
I'm gonna
Christ.
continue.
That's an issue.
Okay.
Alright.
Back to Torch Storm, everybody. Everybody mute Peridian real quick.
yeah, sorry.
I think we need to be higher ranked, and I know a lot of that is my fault because I like to troll and flex.
Fucker.
But need to
We
be
we
higher
all
ranked.
troll and
I think
flex
that's
except for
literally
Sly, I think.
everyone except for Sly is a troll.
But we really need
flex.
to be higher ranked. In both solo queue and flex, we need to get higher rank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yikes.
I honestly think
general
that
statement.
if we really paid attention while we were playing, we could hit Challenger and Flex for sure.
Oh yeah, my fucking Plat 3 friend had a bunch of Plat players and they were Challenger and Flex.
Yeah.
So
The other thing is it's kind of a last name. Kind of relates to what Sylvester was talking about because he's true. Because he's right. I mean,
Because
when
he's
he
true.
said-
True.
yeah, he's a Boolean. Anyways, coding joke. Ha. Anyways,
I get it.
but yeah, we need to not play around bot lane as much, and we need to play around mid lane because I feel like we never play around Sylvester. He's a good player, but the reason why it's really hard for me is not only because of the previous statements, I feel really fucking awful whenever I'm not like 10-0 by 3 minutes. But it's also because I don't like I really legitimately like I know there's a reason because Pro does it, but I don't understand why anyone in their fucking right mind would play someone like Sivir or Ashe versus someone like Kai'Sa. Like Kai'Sa is fucking nuts in my mind.
That's a matchup, and if you really need to understand them a bit more, I can talk to them about about it with you afterwards, or in VODs.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. I think a lot of it's probably going to come like I'm okay with playing Ashe.
Mhm.
And I'll do it.
Awesome.
We just need to
Yeah.
I just need to
Yeah,
see
me,
results from
you,
it,
and
like, once I
Serena
see
need to
results.
go over matchups for sure.
And I'm willing to
Okay,
put the
I'm
fucking
done.
carry pants on, guys. Like, I think I'm pretty good and competitive on the champions that I've been practicing a lot.
All
so,
of you guys can fucking carry.
Yeah,
We've seen it from literally every one of our players.
it's totally
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Especially me. Like, honestly, I'm
Fuck
so
off.
fucking good at this game. Wait.
Yeah, haven't you seen him on his bike?
I haven't
Haven't
seen
you
the
seen him on his
Flacco
bike?
yet.
Okay, listen, guys. I suck your guys' dick every fucking day. When's the last time I got a compliment? Okay.
Not
Yeah, shut
after
the
What do you
fuck
mean?
I
up, everyone.
What do you mean?
flame you.
I'm just kidding.
really hard.
I'm kidding. I'm legitimately kidding.
Support, by the way.
Des, do you feel underappreciated when you're supporting?
No.
because I'm fucking good.
Nah,
No.
because we all praise that.
Yeah, we literally all suck Des dick all the time. What the fuck?
God fucking damn it.
But I feel
Feels
like it's
pretty,
because
and
Des
then-
doesn't talk very much. Like, I feel like the fact that he doesn't talk very much just like leads into people complimenting him. I don't know why
Yeah, I
that
feel
is,
it.
but it's like kind of true.
Yeah, if we called Desk-esque, he'd be like, alright.
Hell yeah.
And then
done,
you just feel bad.
I don't give you guys enough time to compliment me. I suck my own dick first,
Lol.
so it's fine. For real, I make a play. I'm like, wow, I'm so fucking good at this game.
Alright, so do we want to hop in the VOD now?
Sure.
Did everyone roast each other? Wait, Serena didn't get to roast us.
Oh yeah, she did.
And
Uh-huh.
Siphon.
We'll start with Siphon.
Wait, what about Des? Does
No,
Des
I
have
didn't
to say?
prepare for this mentally.
Wow.
Oh,
dude.
yo, Torch
Holy
and
moly.
Desk have the same fucking icon. Can someone switch to like a red one?
Yeah,
A
that
red
actually
Discord
bothers me.
icon?
That neither of you have anything. Makes it so difficult.
Jesus, I'll put my
'Cause,
icon
like,
on there.
Your
Yeah,
icon's
can
same
you
color, too.
literally just change your icon to something else?
Yeah, I'm
Someone.
gonna switch my thing to me. God, I accidentally
Okay.
right-clicked on Desk profile. That's how bad it's gotten.
Okay. So
Alright,
Siphon,
go ahead.
You have to say one good thing and one bad thing about them. Go.
Oh god, that's the Peridian strats.
Oh!
Does he even know us that well?
The good thing,
I
bad
feel like
thing.
I met him like
He-
2 days
he
ago.
is-
He watches the VODs with Serena every time.
Yeah.
Or the streams.
Top to bot.
Top to bot.
I'm just gonna go things off the top of my head.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that's what everyone does.
Okay, so Greco just comes. The one thing that got me was your tilting and stuff, but the fact that you changed, and from what I've understood so recently, from 80 to top, and the way you trade, and everyone always in their docs seem to praise you and how you're able to hold it down and get a whole bunch of leads is really impressive to me. Sly, you compliment top lane, but I feel like you actually never look top lane.
I'm just so confident that he has it.
He's
you know?
like, wow.
I know I don't
Greco's
need to
so
help
good.
him.
Lost a trade.
I just got used to him solo killing his laner every game with Ornn.
That's actually true. Greco's on Ornn, you just assume he's doing well. Good job, Greco.
Yeah, I
Everyone.
definitely should
Every
look
5
at that.
minutes.
I actually recently changed my F key so I can actually use them.
Alright,
Oh, nice.
cool.
I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, it's something I really need to do. Okay, but positive thing, I feel like you're really good at taking the leads that you've gotten and translating them into more kills and stuff.
For the whole
So that
team.
always
yeah.
helps. Yeah, into the whole team. Um, I'm so stuck on calling you Dylan, so I'm just gonna stay with that.
That's fine. It really doesn't matter to me.
Just that one Galio game, you do not respect who you're going against, and
Who was I against?
think
I don't
about
remember this.
you were against a Galio when you were Oriana.
Oh
is
yeah.
is that game. Even though you have a summoner spell, you think you're safe, but you're like walking point blank to people. It just comes with respecting your enemy and your ranges. Other than that, you're really good at laning,
Thank you.
in my opinion, with your stuff. And when it comes to realizing what your opponent can do, and you start countering that with your play, it's gonna get a whole lot better. Torch, again, just like Greco, I I really haven't heard a lot of like comms and stuff for the most part. Me not knowing what your voice actually was, but
makes
whenever
sense.
I heard it, it was like tilting in some stance. But like everyone said here, you're really good and you are a really, really good carry. And you know how to carry, and you're definitely someone that everyone on the team relies on. Bridian,
Smile.
you're really cute.
Yo, thanks. Yo, Serena, don't fucking laugh at that. Fuck you.
Hey, I already have him shipped with Johnny. You can't take that. Sorry.
Thanks, Lavin.
God damn it. She's just jealous because I said it to you and not her. But
Smile. Serena, you're pretty.
you're
Smile. Go ahead, Siphon. I'm done trolling you. What do you mean new favorite? Hello? You mean I wasn't all along? Frown face, dude. Frown. Anyways, go ahead, Siphon.
I feel like sometimes you go a bit too ham when it comes to your plays in the bot lane. You don't think about where Torch really is at and if he can actually support you on what's going on. Yeah, it's always good to be calling out what you're doing, which I'll lead into your vocals being really good and what you're talking and communicating about. But sometimes when you make a call, it's not always going to happen. You still need to play off your teammates, and they're trying to play off your call as much as they can.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I
But
feel
yeah, leading back into the like vocals and stuff, ever since DNC, you've just been the most consistent shot caller in everything I've like ever known, and that's something that I always found really cool.
Smile. Thanks.
What's DNC?
It was our
Nice,
OG
man.
team.
The Democratic National
Dissonance.
Convention.
That's what everyone used to say, actually. Back when that was ranked, when there was actually ranked fives, and you could go in with team names. Our name was DNC, and that's what everyone used to ask us. But no, it was Dissonance.
Oh.
We never played Oriana though, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, that's ironic.
But yeah, no, thanks, Siphon. I appreciate that.
Your mid
Input.
laner was clearly not in the loop there.
He was
I
shit.
agree. At first, he was
Hey.
fucking trash. Yo, always I'd be like, Siphon, are you ready to play full time yet? That's when Siphon could only fucking sub. Feels bad, man. Anyways, I agree with like everything you say, cause like usually like when I go in, like I know like kind of what you're referencing. Most of the time, I just go in when I see like people are mispositioning. I don't think about where Torch is. I'm just like, I just want to punish this guy, cause like I feel like I don't know why. I just feel like other people should just notice as soon as I do, when in reality, Torch is focusing on farming, and I'm just literally there to punish mistakes. But yeah, I should convey better and look where Torch is as well
I think a
as
lot
their
of the
teammates.
time, I think most of the time, a decision has to be made on one of the two. We have to sit together because there are times when I'm greeting for like 3 farm, there are also times that I've got a wave of 15 in my tower. And so I think that we need to pick as a team, like pick as a squad, and then go do that.
Yep.
Agreed.
But yeah,
Oh.
that's me.
And I just want to make the point, which I don't know if anybody else is gonna say this too, but I mean we're still gonna fuck a lot of this shit up. So we're gonna have to like work on all of this stuff.
Yeah, it's not gonna be perfect.
It's
at
not going to
the
be
start.
solved going into next game. By the way.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
wanted to put that out there.
DNC definitely expected it to be solved next game.
Yeah, legit. We're like everything's solved. Let's play, and it's gonna be fucking perfect.
So it's like
2-hour long conversation with coach challenger tier. Expect things
Smile.
solved.
There's with me and Johnny on a team, it's not gonna get fucking resolved ever.
Yeah.
All right, well I
Alright.
guess that leaves Desk and Serena. I'm still so curious about what Desk has to say. I'm not gonna
What?
lie.
What's up?
He's gonna start off Peridian.
You're fucking garbage
He's
at
gonna, start
Brawl.
off, he's gonna start off with a sigh. You're actually replaced. Get out of this fucking call. I'm coming back. You fucking idiot.
Desk is gonna say, "Yeah, I wish I didn't have to find a job because your play is ass."
Like,
Alright,
come on, you didn't all have to fucking agree.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Like, my taxable income is getting you the fuck out of here.
Jesus
That's my
Christ.
duty to society, to get the
Oh my god.
Fucking sad.
All right, Desk, let's hear it, man.
I just have a few things.
Yeah.
Actually, Sylvester, you brought this up earlier about having a game plan.
Mhm.
I feel like you guys never talk about your win conditions.
Literally never once. Yeah.
It's true.
I feel like bot especially doesn't really respect that, and it's because what Torch said, that he needs to carry. For example, if you're playing like Vayne or Kaisa, you guys are still trying to dominate lane phase,
Mhm.
and it doesn't always
Yeah,
work
I
out.
agree. For sure.
Sometimes it does, and we fucking end the game at 15 minutes.
But it's like
That's
most of
true.
the time, just
Yeah.
playing conservatively is probably better.
Yeah. It's
That's
just
because the
better to
enemy's
scale.
bad, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Yep. Good point. Good point.
Go
Carry
on.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's it.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
win condition thing is definitely like a pretty major point though. Like I honestly don't even think about it half the time. I just like think with what the game plan is, quote unquote, but it doesn't really take into consideration what the win condition is. So, that's definitely a good point.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say I think we're a really tempo-based team as well.
As far as
Like-
what?
Like pretty much if I'm not ahead, I'm usually kind of quiet, and then it's like up to Sly to make calls and be proactive. It's pretty much me. Actually, I'm probably just the problem with that one. If we're losing, I'm just kind of quiet.
No,
My bad.
for
Not necessarily.
the whole team, if one player goes down, the whole team shouldn't crumble, right?
right?
That's not what an actual team is. We should all support each other. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean tempo based. Like if me and Torch get a lead, we're ending the game at like 25. Like in scrims, we're like ending the game fast. Whereas
Yeah,
like
actually,
if we get behind, we're fucking. I'm just lost.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
I do have another point to bring up actually. That just reminded me of one other thing. Is that I do recall a few moments, and I don't know if it was just me feeling this way, or if it was actually like a team atmosphere moment. But sometimes like I'm thinking specifically of the game where Greco was dying top to Urgot. And
Okay.
like it felt like the whole team was just like fucking A, Greco's dying. Even though like and then like when he was asking for help, like nobody was giving it to him, and then it just felt like I don't even remember if we won that game. I think we did, right? Like we actually
Yeah, we
came back
did,
and we
yeah.
won that
Yeah.
game.
We got
But-
Baron and just pushed up mid and ended.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was like there
Was that the Camille versus Urgot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But there was definitely like a period of the game where we were just like, we're a little bit fucked right now, and like nobody was really taking the lead on that because I don't think that we were even really winning bot lane that hard. But
Yeah.
and maybe
The
that's a
team
bad
wasn't going for
bad
the win.
example, but I know that there are definitely times where like even like I die mid fucking solo to Vladimir on Malzahar. It's
I
like-
think
and it's
I
like
think
the
we
I feel
won
like
that
there's just
game
like an
because-
atmosphere of like, oh
I think we
fuck.
won that game because the enemy team threw so hard.
Yeah.
They kept getting caught
Like
one by
just
one.
to go off that, like people solo dying does not fucking tilt me at all. Like
Yeah, that's fair.
I fucking die by myself all the fucking time.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was a
Like-
tilting thing. I just felt like it was like an atmosphere thing. Like, does that
Yeah.
make,
It
like,
tilts
does that make
me-
sense?
It tilts me if I'm the one getting solo died.
It feels
Yeah.
like there's a lingering effect. Like, oh my god, my team's like, everyone's just low key in their head, flaming me for dying constantly. Like I feel it, like everyone probably thinks that. Like I feel it sometimes too. But it's
Yeah,
like,
I feel like we should actually. I feel like this would be a good policy because sometimes I feel that exact feeling. Like when I was dying mid on Malzahar versus that Vladimir last night, I literally felt like shit because I was like, this is an easy matchup. I'm actually just getting fucking one shot by this guy because I'm not respecting him at all. And I
Yeah.
also like didn't know the matchup that well, to be honest. But like if somebody were just to say like, oh, it's okay, then it completely brushes it off as like it's actually just fine. Like I just died one time, right?
yeah,
Yeah, like I don't even remember that game.
Yeah, like that game is gonna haunt me until we play next. But like I think that was the last game we played last night, or maybe the second to last, and I was just like, I'm actually fucking trolling my team.
yeah. I've actually never thought about that before. Like I've always had like one of those positive players on my team that says shit like that. They're like, it's
Yeah.
okay, guys. Literally perfectly fine. There's always Mobron on our fucking team, Serena.
I'm willing to even be the one to say that stuff. Like
Oh, you
I'm,
fucking be that
yeah,
guy.
I'm totally like that anyway. So I'm fine to just say that shit all the time. But yeah, that was a point that I just thought of. So
Okay. I think it's Serena's time to roast, and then we can VOD.
let's do it.
Well, there's still something I want to do after this then VOD, but
Okay.
So I'm not going to be commenting on your plays right now. I'm just going to be commenting person to person, comms and all.
Mm.
So Greco, I think you need to be more assertive with your comms, because there's points in the game where you just kind of do your own thing and then it just feels like solo queue.
Alright.
But we went over it in VODs
Yeah.
about some things you can do. But overall, from swapping from from another lane into top lane, I find it really impressive how you did that.
Thank you.
And you did it pretty well. Okay, Sly.
Sorry.
The fuck was that?
Actually, fucking mute this kid. What the fuck?
She laughs every time she says my name.
Shit myself. Yo, I was late on the fucking mute mic, dude. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
All right.
I don't want to
Carry
fuck
on,
up every
Serena.
time someone talks, man.
Carry
Fuck.
on, Serena. Jesus
Muting my
Christ.
mic. Click.
Okay. But for Sly, I think you need to communicate your pathing better and keep it consistent with like tracking jungle and tabbing out and trying to track jungle and keeping a more proactive view on it. Because when you get behind, you start tilting and then you kind of get behind like everyone else says, and it kind of gets into a weird predicament with your comms, I feel.
Okay.
I think you have quick decision making, which is really impressive. Like for example, the first game I think you did versus Flyers team, you were playing Kha'Zix. Kindred camped a bush and then you instantly turned onto a Caston. Like, not even within like
Yeah, that was
a
actual
second.
fucking fire. Yeah, I remember that.
You know, not even within a second, your decision making was like, okay, Caston's out of
Oh yeah, you're
position. So
talking about mid lane when I was playing Oriana, right?
I
You were
feel like
playing
you guys
Victor.
keep giving me credit for that, but really, I was like, oh man, I'm dead. Who can I kill? That's not what I'm casting.
No, it
Yeah, a
was
lot of
actually
people
really
do.
good. Like it
A lot of
actually
people
Yeah,
do.
it
I
caught
was
me off,
surprised when I
too.
watched the VOD. Yeah, I watched
Yeah.
the VOD and I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's very impressive to have quick decision making because a lot of people panic and they like just die for free. Oh, that's good. Okay, Sylvester.
Yikes.
Love your name.
Thank you.
Passing to the next person. I mean, just
That's all she
All right,
has
skipping
that's good to
towards
say about
Purdian.
me.
Here's my tape.
What's up,
okay for that. You need to learn much more about wave management. I know Saifun said he likes your laning, but you guys also have similar laning styles, and I don't want you to get too trapped in that mentality. And you kind of like have a box mentality around your lanes. And I want you to kind of break out of it. You seem to be wanting to have more of an authoritative voice in the team, and you kind of like backtrack sometimes, as you have been saying. So I would like you to just try to be more proactive because I think you do have much better things to say. And the good things about your plays or in position in the team is that when you aren't just like following them around, you do generally have good things to say and do your job as, you know, a damage dealer and keep your team in control for the most part.
Thank you. I do have one question on that. When you say I have like a box mentality on my lane, do you mean I'm like tunnel visioned on it, or what do you mean by that exactly?
Yeah, tunnel vision.
Okay. It's like an autopilot thing, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
I agree.
even when you were helping the jungle, a few times you would stay relatively near your lane and you kind of just walk back in. So that's a mentality that a lot of mid laners need to get out of. And it happens in all elo, so don't worry about it. Okay. And Torch. You kind of get tilted, as people say, but more on the fact of your playstyle kind of seems one-dimensional at times, and you can be doing more than just walking into lane and like getting into this point of tunneling on your lane. But as you said, you kind of do that because you feel like you're being funneled into.
Okay.
And like kind of getting tilted and like flaming a little bit in lane, it really isn't that helpful, or getting frustrated and kind of doing things like when you're saying like that lantern's dumb, that's like a negative impact on comms. Where it's just like that really shouldn't happen. If you can like take a breather sometimes, that would be helpful.
Okay.
For things like that. Because you should know, like, we're always going to address the problem. But you just have to give it some time, not like in the middle of the team game where it's just like, you need to vent right now kind of thing. But I think you do stick with the team for the most part with your comms and like try to help the best you can. So that's really good in like a team atmosphere. And that's really enjoyable to hear and like see played. And as the team in a whole, I like how everyone, when I asked you the question of, let me pull up real quick. what is your favorite type of team atmosphere and stuff. And generally, everyone has close or similar to answers. And it's just like, I really like this team. And you all kind of like want to play and like play together. So that's really amazing to see in like a team.
Smile for everyone.
We're going to the LCS, boys.
Coggers.
Easy. peasy.
Who's
Time
gonna
for
pay
the
us?
real roast, boys. Everyone listen closely.
Okay, so next we're going to talk about how healthy comms are like incorporated. So this is generally like what you should be saying and things like that. Because relatively, everyone rated their comms to be like mid to high, and the what you should be communicating. And I feel like from what you guys been talking about, it's kind of like not the like same story kind of thing. May individually or what you are thinking is kind of the same, but not actually what's happening. So healthy comms is people aren't afraid to ask questions, or people understand kind of what you're getting at. So, like Prettian was saying, where it's just like, we need to rotate or we need vision around this side. There should be, when someone says that, it should be like a relative thing that they're talking to you. And if you have an idea, you should be pitching it out. So, for example, if Sylvester says, I need vision on this side, and it's on top side, and Sly is close by, or Greco is close by, then there should be people pitching in, not just Peridian. Because supports do have control over vision, but they're not the only ones that can take vision. You guys have pink wards and wards that you can use, and generally at the early game, supports have the same amount of vision as you, kind of thing, if not less. But if you don't know where to ward, you might want to ask someone who knows how to ward. So it relatively that should be jungle and support. But as for like healthy comms, everyone needs to be asking questions and wanting to perform and like putting your what you feel out there, like what needs to be done in the game, how to win, what's happening, where your lane is, etc.
Sounds good to me.
Anyone have anything to say about any of that so far?
I'm good. I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think so.
I like
too.
that.
I just need to
like, I
practice
think the
on
same-
like what exactly is important and what I should be saying, but I'll get better at it as things go on. Because I've gotten
Mhm.
used to not saying a lot of stuff, so I just need to practice, basically.
Yeah.
Like I think as well, like I was saying earlier, like Torch says things like we when we're in lane, and like when someone specifically messes up. I think we need to do that more as a team as well, because like we'll be in the middle of a team fight, and then someone will be flaming someone for doing something.
Yeah, that's definitely
Like it's not like hardcore,
helpful.
like no one actually flames on this team, which I really
Mhm.
like. But it'll be subtle. It'll be like, oh, like you shouldn't have done that. In the middle of a team fight, it's like,
Yeah, that's
doesn't
not
need
the
to be
place or
said.
time kind of thing. It just
This
clogs
isn't
up
specific to
comms.
anyone. Like I've said it too. Like I've said
Mhm.
something, I'm sure, but it's like something
Yeah.
we should definitely work on.
Yeah, actually, this was something that I remember. I can't actually remember who was saying this, but it was actually in like an LCS thing, where I mean they were talking about challenger players, which I feel like they know their micro stuff a lot better than we do, but especially
Yeah.
like on our comfort picks, like we know when we made a mistake. It's like really obvious to us. So oftentimes, and maybe it was like even Doublelift that was talking about this, but anyway, they were talking about like when the team is going over what was happening in the game. They're never really talking about like, oh yeah, you shouldn't have flashed here. They're always talking about like what got him into the position of even feeling like he needed to flash like 5 minutes before that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's fair.
I think
So-
LS was talking about that. I remember seeing it
about-
also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm pretty sure it was like a pretty popular video that I was watching, and yeah, it was never about like
The
what
actual person
individual
making the
person-
mistake. It's like,
yeah, like even in a huge team fight, it's like, oh fucking Jensen didn't ult, right?
Yeah.
It's like they like obviously they might mention that in a case like that because that was obviously a really huge moment, but they probably don't even really skim over that because they could have just not even been there, right?
Yeah.
So
there's actually a huge
basically-
breakdown on that I watched about that instance
Yeah.
specifically. Actually.
yeah,
Basically, the main topic about that is like, it's like what built into this situation, and that's really the issue. The building part is the issue, and not like the actual outcome of the building. So that can be helped with like healthy comms and like getting into the mindset of the game plan and etc.
yeah, definitely.
Yep.
So not blocking up comms is definitely a big deal, because if like I'm trying to yell like or target someone and someone starts saying something else, then innately it's like something that may not even be a bother, but it could be, kind of thing.
Mhm.
So definitely should not block up comms. If you have something to say it. Like save it for afterwards. Definitely if you die, because you have 10 seconds to not say anything.
Yeah. Me and Torch had a big problem with that when we first started playing, but we settled down.
But overall, finding out your healthy comms will mostly come after like playing a little bit more and finding your groove with like game plans and stuff. The next thing I wanted to go over was how to create game plans and other things.
Okay.
So generally, game plans start when you want to play the game, right? You usually have a couple comps in mind, what you kind of want to do, and then you kind of look at the draft, see what you want to ban, then you kind of plan your comp depending on like what you think they might play and then what they actually pick and etc. And then when you actually get into loading screen, or even before loading screen, in that 30-second interval between that and loading screen, you can start talking about, okay, who has priorities, or general game plans, like things that you can come up in your head that like what will happen. So if bot lane wins bottom, then you have to say, okay, this is it a scaling comp or did they just win? And what dragon comes up and etc. Who has the winning lane, who has the losing lanes, and also what path things does my jungler want to take, because that should be planned in loading screen. Another thing that should be discussed is objectives, right? Because each team, specific team comps, have dragons they prioritize. So there's, air, mountain, infernal, ocean, right? And then each of these dragons has specific team comps that they go with. So certain team comps should be prioritizing these certain drakes. So when you see this different drake pop up, and let's say we have prioritized top and bottom, but mid kind of loses, then we can say, okay, since we want this drake, we can make an early game play using either TPs or etc. at this amount of time and try to make this coordinated formation around dragon and like vision and etc. Because the air drake or the mountain or whatever is what we want for our team.
Okay.
Does anyone have anything to say about that?
I think
No,
it
yeah, I
helps
agree.
sometimes if like after we take bot tower, we can sometimes switch them to mid instead of always going top. Like especially if there's like a dragon we need,
Mm-hmm.
then we could
Yeah.
have them go mid. That way they can pressure the tower, but also be there to rotate the dragon if needed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's definitely good rotational play, because a lot of people don't understand. They think you just swap bottom to top because it's just the strongest lane and it'll get the turret, right? It already got turret on bottom side, so of course it should do the same on the top side, right? So that's generally the emphasis of that, but also that your bot lane needs to be protected. So a lot of strategies I see definitely in solo queue where it's just like the opponent jungler will follow their winning bot lane because it needs protection. Because if they start losing, then obviously it kind of reverts back into a bad formation on the map.
Yeah.
So it's like protecting your lead. A lot of people forget about protecting the lead and not just excelling the lead.
Yeah, I get that.
So
I don't know if we do that a lot. Yeah, I think.
Mhm.
I think when we swap top, like we don't play around top when we go up top. It's just like we just go up there and we take the tower, or me and Torch take a bad 2v2,
Mhm.
and then we throw the lead. So I get what you're saying completely.
So generally, when you swap bottom lane, you should have A, protection around them, and B, the next plan. So when you swap on the top, it's not just about taking the turret, right? It's also Rift is spawning soon because you should be getting near to the 10-minute mark or past it by now.
Yeah.
So Rift is a big priority. The reason why some people don't like doing that is because dragon, and then if it's a dragon you want, so you should already be deciding whether it's a dragon you want and like champ select after you pick your champions, right?
Yep.
You should be prioritizing, okay, these dragons we don't really want, we can just kind of give them, or we can kind of just like take them if it's like there and no one's taking them kind of thing.
Yeah.
But generally you kind of decide that. But if you want the dragon and your mid lane's doing fine, you can just kind of swap bot lane mid, right?
Okay.
I don't really know when like different dragons are better. Like in my mind, it's just fire dragon, earth, ocean, then air. It's just like a hierarchy of dragons.
All you need to know is play Hecarim and get all the Windrakes.
Okay, Windrakes are generally rotational picks. So you would pick these with like people who have globals or Vitality. If you watch Worlds, Vitality likes this play style of picking champions that do fast rotations and fast dive-in comps. So you would want it in dive-in comps because you can set up plays quicker and out-rotate your opponent really much easier. But if you have a poke comp, you don't really need or want Air Drake.
Okay.
Or if you have a pick comp, you don't particularly need it because you usually play around vision anyways, and it's like an opportune moment and not particularly like proactively. While Mountain is usually for like Azir players or burning champions where you burn down objectives really quickly. Where you just kind of want to siege, break them down, and like move to the next objective. Infernal is obviously team fighting comps and just extra damage is nice. Ocean is if you're going for an early game like proactive plays, it can really be helpful because all your teammates will generally be healthy.
Yeah.
I think it's really good into like poke comps too.
Yeah, and it's really good with poke. So generally each Drake has their specific need and want. Yeah. And people think Infernals are the end all, know all, like Dragon, you need to get all of them, right? But in actuality, the first Infernal Drake doesn't really add that much damage. And if you think you can give it, then that's fine. If there's a second Infernal, you do need to take that. But if you do give the first one, you should be getting something off of it. So the second Infernal is easier to take for you.
Okay.
You don't really need to get the first one because it doesn't really add that much damage. Maybe like 5 extra damage. Not too big of a deal. So that's general things you should be starting to think about. And loading screen and like after you pick all your champions in that loading time, you should be sitting down and saying, okay, these are the matchups, and things like that. There's certain things like how you would choose invasions, but we can kind of go over that on a later date because, I don't want to force everything down your throat at the same time.
Yeah, fair.
So generally, you want to prioritize what lanes you'll be prioritizing and what side of the map you'll be playing on. As I said, it can change depending on Drake, but generally, you'll be playing around the same side that you kind of decide with your team.
Okay.
So if we're playing mid the bot side, we're playing mid the bot side. Now that doesn't mean like completely ignore top side. If he says something's free, and Greco, you can decide whether it's free or not depending on how you see it and, etc. Then obviously you should be looking more for that. Greco will be having to call this earlier, so you have time to path up there correctly and not just like abandon what you're doing like you've been saying, Sly. And also, a bad thing I've been seeing is you guys have been just staying in lane, and you guys can break free of your lanes, right? Torch, you don't have to return the lane all the time. If it's mandatory generally to go back into lane when you're going to be losing something, but if you're not losing anything, like you're not losing minions or anything, you can go with your support and protect him while you guys make vision and make plays somewhere else.
Great.
Another thing, this is also with healthy comms, you can grab a teammate and just be like, hey, you should come with me and we can do this play. And if they agree with the play, and then you guys can go off and do a play together and etc.
Yeah, Peridian's actually been pretty good at that sometimes. Like, he'll actually just walk through mid and be like, hey, come with me here. And I'm like, where am I going? Sweet.
I'm coming!
I'm coming. Peridian says go, let's go.
He does it to me sometimes too, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, actually.
And following up on that, and this will be the final thing I'll be touching on, is so Peridian was saying stuff about back timings, and generally, I've been saying this when I'm VOD reviewing. When you're farming, you have plenty of time to think about what you're going to do next and communicate it. So I'm going to be pushing this wave. I'm going to go back and then talk with someone who you think you might need. So if you need jungle, just be like, I need to do this side of the map, and I would like it if you assist me as I back reset, and you can reset as you're pushing the wave, so you both have time to reset with each other, and then walk in together.
Okay.
Right? When you have consistent time, because a lot of people say, I need you right now, while they're walking from Fountain, right?
Right.
But this doesn't give your laner much time. It's well, they were thinking of another plan, so it's just
Taking a call, give me a second.
Yeah, I get it. So when you're already walking back to lane, it's pretty much too late for the other person. They're already set up to do something else in their mind.
Yeah, they could be kind of set up to do something else. They might have blasted their whole mana bar. They could have been making a play towards another side, and it's just it starts getting wonky. They can still follow your call, but it won't be as considerate as if you called it a minute beforehand or 30 seconds beforehand, so they have time to think about what they need to do.
Yeah, off that, I think I do that to Sly a lot. He'll be pathing top side, I'd be like, yo, Sly, you want to come down bot? And Sly's like, I have no camps bot lane. And I'll be like, yeah, but kills though. It's
But what if we don't
definitely-
get kills?
It's definitely okay to tell me no. I don't think you've ever actually just been like, no, I'm gonna do this instead. You're just like, okay, which I appreciate. But
I
I said,
should
if
say
you're
no.
you're communicating Like rather than just say no, just like say no because this and this, or else I'll just be like, motherfucker isn't listening to me. Like I'm just saying that as like a personal thing. Like I'm not saying you have to tiptoe. Just give me a reason.
Okay.
Just so that I'm not gonna tilt if you don't. It's just easier for me to understand.
I'm not doing that because it's a fucking bullshit call, Peridian.
Yeah, honestly, just fucking idiotic. Not doing that.
I know I had to start asking Sylvester like before I went to blue buff, like whether or not he needed it, because like I'd start blue buff, like use my whole spell rotation on it, and he's like, "I'll come from blue," and it's like I have no mana anymore.
Fly's like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
I will admit, the last like 2 or 3 games that we've played, it's been a lot better, and I think like we actually agreed which one of us needs the blue buff a lot better. It has been way
you guys
better
are
the
doing
last
good
few
at that.
games. Yeah, blue buff was
Whereas,
definitely
like,
like a
whoever-
pet peeve for us, but I
Okay,
didn't even
yeah,
bring it up
whoever
because
that
it
would
was
get
like,
it,
yeah.
whoever wouldn't get it would just be like passive aggressive for like. I'd be like, yeah, fine. I mean, if I had a mana bar, I'd probably be able to do that. Like, Sly doesn't get his second blue, and he's like, well, if I had fucking mana, I'd probably be able to make this
If I'm
play.
playing Thalia and I don't get second blue, I'm like, I can't farm.
Fucking
like,
Sly
literally-
sitting there, 25% mana, can get out 2 combos. He's like, I'm out of mana, I can't help.
With Thalia, you have to spend 100 mana every 2 seconds just for clearing camps.
And I'll quote Syphoon here: "Get a fucking tier and get over it."
Yeah.
the pros don't get tiers.
I know, but
Yo, I
that's
remember-
what Syphoon told
okay,
me to say. I
Siphon
thought it
had
was
a-
so fucking funny.
Had a phase where he literally built tier on every mid laner that he played. He used to wait. Didn't you go tier Roa on every mid laner you played like a long time ago, Siphon?
No, what the fuck?
You didn't. You built just tier then.
Was I playing a Nivea at that point in my life?
You did on Syndra.
Or... I'd never build row on her. Oh my
No,
god.
tier.
On tier, yeah, it was fine. She stacks tier like insanely fast.
Everyone
Yeah.
flame him. Wait,
No,
what?
I actually there was definitely a period of time where tier was meta. I mean, when they changed tier to being actually good, when they gave you fucking 20% CDR, that shit was insane.
Serena's
Wait,
DMing
what?
Siphon. Don't tell them to build tier.
When did
Not,
this happen?
not tier, but Archangel Staff gives you 20% CDR.
Oh, I was like 850 gold. You get 20% CDR. What?
Yes, like
Give me
you're
that
fucking
item.
trolling. Buy tier,
I'm
you
fucking
idiot.
support. Fucking. I'm building a fucking tier of the goddess.
No, it's Archangel Staff, which is still fucking good.
I'd start building it on Riven just for the CDR. It was here on Riven.
I know why Siphon could always get to late game. That's why he always fucking built it.
Yeah.
And he just
Maybe
have more
back
AP
on
than the
track.
enemy mid.
Anyway, okay,
Wait,
cool.
what?
So should we do a VOD review now, or
I was
Isn't
gonna
Flareus
continue
waiting for
what
us?
I said,
say what? Sorry.
but I'm almost
happened to-
finished.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh.
We all started talking about random shit.
So when you do declare what you want to do, like a little bit beforehand, like 30 seconds to a minute, people kind of can add in their own responses. Like maybe mid laner can't really help you because he has his own plan, but maybe Greco can add in, like chip in. Like you say, you know, Sylvester, can you come with me? He's like, no, I can't. And then Greco's just like, well, I'm backing now too, so we can kind of go together. You know, or
Right.
that kind of thing. Like
Right.
it gives you more time to open up comms because open comms is like the best way to like move forward as a team.
Fair
Right.
enough.
I agree.
And that's the main things I wanted to cover so far, without
Sweet.
overloading you guys.
Yeah, we've gone over a lot so far.
Also targeting and skirmishes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta
think,
not say go on them.
Yeah. I think the wordage is literally. I think Serena said this, and we all pretty much got it. Was just say the champion's name. Like that's all you really have to say. Is like fucking.
I only do that when I play Thresh. I'll say the champion's name. Other than that, I'm like, I'm going.
Yeah.
when I play elsewhere.
Yeah, we just have to say the champion, because if we say the champion, it makes it way easier.
Everyone's like,
and
where's
we-
that fucking champion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where's that motherfucker?
Okay, sick. Yeah, I think
Alright,
that's
I'm
pretty
done.
easy. That's an easy fix anyway. So.
I mean, in theory.
I'm
In
pretty
theory,
good at it.
fix next game, by the way.
Yeah.
Has everyone been writing down any questions or anything as we've been going through?
I think
Well,
we've been
obviously.
honestly insanely thorough. I haven't really had any questions, to be honest.
Yeah, any questions
Okay.
I've
Yeah,
had,
I'm
I've
good.
just asked or
Yeah, same. I was
stated
just
things.
saying them.
Yeah.
Okay. You should also be writing down what you're supposed to be working on, though.
Oh, my bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
taking in the input? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
God damn it.
What is this,
Stop
class?
anything. Stop calling for pressure when you don't need it. Done. Fucking genius.
And what I want everyone to write down for that part is check-ins, and that's basically everyone should be checking in with their other lanes. It should be like a short spiel of like, you know, where your lane is and what kind of you're leading towards, kind of thing. And like end game, like someone can just be like, okay, like if Sylvester was wondering about bottom, it's just like, hey, what are you guys doing or whatever. If like you're curious about like what's going on and if you can help, kind of thing. So everyone should be checking in with each other. Definitely Greco and Sly and other lanes, etc.
I gotta start timing things in chat also.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think we all need to do that a little bit better.
Do you know the
Meridian
jungle
needs
respawn
to start
timer?
doing that, yeah? I agree.
Yeah, it's 2:30.
Alright, cool.
Wait, what's 2:30?
The time
jungle
it takes
respawn
for our
times.
camp.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, Torch, are you awake, bud?
I'm here.
Okay. Haven't heard you much.
Yeah.
Are you there, Dad? So
Guys, we're gonna be
are
the
we
best
about to
fucking
play
League of
some League of Legends?
I think we're gonna do the
Probably
VOD
be
now.
Team Liquid, I think.
What about Team Liquid?
We can beat them.
Yeah, straight fucking up, dude. Jesus Christ.
Literally after this, I don't see how we
literally-
can't just win this.
Literally, Peridian replaces Ole, and they got out of groups. Like, legit.
To be honest, I fucking agree.
You replaced Pole Belter. Ser-
Anyone
Oh my
just
God.
replaces Pole Belter.
Fucking hell,
Yikes.
Like, you could even throw Sylvester. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
dude. Throw me in the
Yikes.
jungle, dude. Fuck it. Just replace anybody on their team. We're good.
Yeah, actually, Smithy's been playing like shit too. to be
I feel like
honest.
Smithy has been one of the
The
better
first
players.
game
He's
he
been
was
not
good.
playing as good as he has been.
Yeah, but
Like,
you
he's
definitely
usually really
wasn't, like-
proactive, and he's just passive.
Yeah. He was no Leona player though, let me tell you.
I just
Holy
remember
fuck.
last World where he could not hit a single ult.
Or the,
No,
Like,
we're
he'd
not-
play
we're not gonna
Sejuani,
talk about
misses
that,
ult.
Smithy.
Right.
No, we're
Miss-
not going to talk
misses
about
ult.
Sejuani meta
Are we
ever
doing,
again.
Are we doing flex after this, or what are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing right now, Serena? What's going on?
so do we want to go over the VOD review with the YouTube thing, and so we have comms, or do we just want to go straight into?
Let's see if YouTube's working.
I honestly feel like we've
It
gone
is
over
for me.
so much that
Oh, it's working.
we have like plenty to work on over the next couple of games, and maybe we should go over the VOD after, like over the VODs from tonight.
Okay.
Now
yeah,
that we've gone
that
over like
seems
a lot
makes
of
sense.
stuff,
reasonable.
like we're already gonna improve on a lot of things.
Okay.
and
Wait,
maybe
but they
fuck up
probably
more
already
stuff.
set up a whole fucking thing.
Oh,
Did you
guys
already
did?
prep everything or no?
I had a few prepping things. I've been
Like, at
prepping
some
like
point?
for the last 2 days. Yeah, but
Yeah, so we should probably go over it. She put in all the
No.
work. I don't know if we should do it right now because I'm fucking mushed, kinda.
yeah, it's
We absorbed a
definitely-
lot of information.
Yeah. Whenever I go too far, you guys can just be like, "Hey, Serena, screw off."
No, I think
it's not
I
that
think
at
it
all.
was
I
really
just think
good. Like
that-
we were all
yeah.
just kind of bouncing ideas off after. Like you would say something and we would all just go
Okay.
and
So,
say everything we wanted
But
to
I
say.
think definitely you guys should probably go into a game, and then we can more of do a quick VOD review of that. So it's
Okay.
not like, you know.
Just fucking grueling. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get
Does
it.
Alright.
anyone else besides Sly have a stream? Or is it just him?
I can stream
I-
if you want me to.
I will be streaming once my laptop comes back.
Okay. I don't know.
I
That would be
have-
neat if we had like two.
I have a little
Doing
bit of FPS
perspectives?
drop
I
from
don't
it,
know.
but I can.
I don't know. I don't want that to be something to put you behind, because I know what that's like.
Yeah, it's like
No one wants to play with that.
I normally play at like 160 and it brings me down to like 90, so it's kind of a big difference.
All right. So,
What
okay.
monitor
What is
do you
the
have?
size?
What monitor? I don't even know.
I only have a
freaking-
60 hertz monitor.
I got this from my friend. I don't even know.
Alright, well.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
should
gonna
I start
stop-
streaming
I'm gonna
this?
stop the recording. and
Yeah,
then
you
we
can start
Yeah,
streaming. So we have comms.